of what goes on online every minute of every day. And if you look at just toward the top, that yellow pie slice represents Google. And what that tells us is that there are 2 million Google searches going on globally every single minute. If you look over to the right, you'll see that there are 15,000 tracks downloaded from iTunes every single minute. Somewhere in the world, all over the world, there are 571 new websites being created. One of the most powerful ones is, I think, over on the top left quadrant. You look at Facebook. The Facebook one is measured in seconds. All of the others are measured in minutes. But on Facebook alone, it's the predominant social media platform. 41,000 posts are made every single second. 1.8 million people click that like button every single second. What this really is telling us is that marketing is changing and that people are spending a great deal of time online. And in order to be effective in promoting our own businesses, it's important that we meet people where they're already hanging out. Michael's going to talk a bit about this in a moment, but they're already spending a great deal of time online doing social stuff and doing other business stuff online. We might as well meet them there and not try and change the behavior, but get them to know, like, and trust us so that we can talk about more important things that will solve problems for them and make some money for us as business owners. My name is David Doyle. I'm the Director of Community Relations with My Smart Blog, and I just want to share a little bit with you about my story and how I came to find My Smart Blog as a valuable solution, and how I came to make a commitment to spend my time working with Michael and My Smart Blog. I have a couple of other businesses. I've been in the technology industry for many years, selling licensing another software platform to other startup sales organizations, and I have another business that I also am involved in sales. I was looking that last summer in August for an answer to a problem that I had, which was I don't have time to do social media marketing. Really, I don't know how to do it. So I wanted to learn more. I went to a meetup. I found through meetup.com a social media marketing meetup near my house in Tempe, Arizona. And I attended that meetup thinking I was going to learn something really valuable, and I was so excited to see that there were about 45 other people there. It was hosted by a social media marketing consultant, which is absolutely great because she's the expert. After an hour and a half, I left there so frustrated, so depressed, so down, because I realized that social media marketing, to do it right, is really a full-time job. And it takes a great deal of commitment, time, technology savvy, to learn the various software platforms that you need to know to be effective. Now, you can go and post something on Facebook. Just about everybody can do that. But to create meaningful blog posts through a WordPress website that people find interesting and they want to engage with you and be able to create a relationship with them by being consistent, I found that it was very, very time-consuming, expensive, and I didn't have the skill set to do it, and I couldn't afford to hire the consultant. So I kind of bagged the idea of doing social media as a marketing solution for me. Let me get to the point here. The point is, I've known Michael Erdman for a long time. Michael and I met in the Portland, Oregon area. We were both doing some referral marketing businesses together, and Michael went on through the mortgage industry and became very well known in the mortgage industry as a referral marketing expert, because he was not just your typical mortgage loan officer. He really learned everything that he could about referral marketing, and he began to share that information with others. And as he continued to learn and continued to share, he developed some products that were very, very successful for him and for helping other mortgage loan officers and real estate agents drive more repeat and referral business. Well, move that ahead about 15 years, and Michael moves to the Phoenix, Arizona area where I live. And Michael and I reconnected a couple of years ago, and he showed me what he was doing with this social media easy button. And I didn't really know what the social media buzz was all about 2.5, 3 years ago. But it sounded very interesting, but it was still beyond me, and it was still pretty expensive from Michael's implementation perspective. So it still cost a lot, and I didn't quite see how I could play. Well, move that up to October. So after my experience in August with the social media marketing meetup group, Michael and I met again in October, and he showed me what he's doing with My Smart Blog. And this time I got it. I really understood the power of and the necessity for using social media as a part of as having a social media marketing strategy as part of my overall marketing efforts, and how all businesses really need to consider adopting an effective social media marketing strategy. And more importantly, I saw how My Smart Blog fit that bill, and how My Smart Blog provided a true value to the consumer, to the business owner, that would solve a major pain, fully automate the process. I don't have to know everything. I don't have to come up with all of the content. I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. My Smart Blog works for me 24/7, 365, and it's priced at a point that just makes it an absolute no-brainer. So I'm going to introduce Michael Erdman to you, who's going to talk to you a bit about the new rules of marketing. Really, this is it. How automated marketing systems get more referrals, and I think that's why you're all on the call with us tonight, so that we can share with you how to get more referrals and drive more repeat business and solve a major pain. Michael is again the founder and creator of My Smart Blog. He is a true authority on referral marketing. He's a speaker, an author, and a highly respected expert in the field, and I'm proud to introduce him to you.
Awesome. Thank you, David. I sure appreciate that. And again, welcome to everybody online tonight. We're excited that you've carved out time in your evening to be able to take a look at the information about how you can start to leverage some of this digital media and to use it to build your business, no matter what business you're in. And be able to do that in a cost-effective way and still stay focused on what I call the high-dollar activities in your business, the most important things that you can do to generate income right away. The good news is, with the advent of all of the things that are happening in technology today, there are automated systems you can put in place that literally will do a lot of this work, almost like having a full-time marketing assistant on staff that's taking care and doing these things. But the truth of it is, it's an automated system that just happens behind the scenes. I'm going to share that with you tonight. Now, we've been able to implement that with hundreds and hundreds of professionals all over the country in many different industries, but largely in the real estate and mortgage space, which has been my personal business background, but also branching out into a number of other industries as well, as people have asked us for this very powerful platform and to make it work for their business as well. So what we're going to do is I want to go through and just give you a little background first on why a person would want to care or want to be able to have presence online, and how the things have evolved over time, where even our customers and the people who we're trying to reach have shifted the way that they receive a communication, and they find the things that they trust about products and services they decide to invest in. This first slide that I have that I want to share with you is a study that was done. It was a worldwide study, and they were asking people about how they get information these days and how they decipher what things they trust when they hear about products or services versus things they don't trust much or at all. And the interesting thing, and what we've always known, is that recommendations from people that they know, those personal recommendations, have always been the strongest place to be able to generate business. You've heard that before. Generate a business by referral. Go out and do a great job, and then ask the people you've served to refer you to the folks that they know. That's a pretty common way to do business. It has been for eons and eons, and we all know that that really is the most effective way to do business as well. It's also the most cost-effective. And so it still is at the top of the chart. 92% of people put trust almost completely in things that they hear from people they know, like, and trust already. In other words, those personal testimonials of other folks' success. Now, what's interesting about this chart, though, is the second thing, and that's where a big shift has happened. 70% of all people surveyed trusted consumer opinions posted online about the products and services that they buy as a way to be able to get the information that they trust completely versus the things they don't trust at all. And what's most important about that is that that's been a huge paradigm shift that's happened over the last 5 or 6 years, because before Web 2.0, the ability for this two-way communication on the web, where you could have conversations with people through things like social media or like testimonial evidence on shopping sites, there really wasn't the ability to communicate like that. The web really operated more like a billboard, that companies could say whatever they wanted about their products and services, and the only way you had to decipher whether or not you thought it was true was reading it yourself and then potentially buying the product and having to suffer with your own experience. But that all shifted about 5 or 6 years ago, and all of a sudden you could actually read peer reviews and testimonial evidence, largely driven by sites like Amazon, where you could actually get information about what other third parties said about the products that were just like you, even though you didn't necessarily know that person. And that's what was really cool, is he started to be able to decipher and glean information in a different way, all brought about by this advent of social media and two-way communication on the web. So that's risen now to the number 2 way that people get information about products and services they buy amongst everything else. Literally 7 out of 10 people trust that third-party testimonial evidence of other people like them who have already invested in a product or service and what those people's information is. Now, what's really interesting about this chart is not just that. That seems like that makes sense. Interesting to note that there's been this huge shift in terms of people using these online testimonials, but look at the bottom 3. See, the bottom 3 things are ads on TV, brand sponsorships, and ads in magazines. And if you're a small business like most of us, you might say, well, I don't run any of those types of ads. They're too expensive. I can't afford to do that type of advertising. And probably a good thing, because quite frankly, it's the least trusted type of information that's available in the marketplace today. And in fact, less than half of all people put any trust in those types of advertisements at all. In fact, this study showed that the things that businesses are saying about themselves, they're out trumpeting their own successes, that's the thing that people actually appreciate the least in the way that they make decisions about products they buy. So what's interesting about that in this shift, and what allows you to do, is you can put a presence online like a Fortune 500 company. You can have third-party testimonial evidence of customers you've served well and make that available to new potential customers and prospects who can come and they can learn that information based on the third-party evidence of people who have successfully used your service in the past. And it puts you right on par with the rest of the Fortune 500 companies. I call that the democratization of advertising. It makes it fair across the board that you can compete with anybody, because you don't have to have the biggest budget. You just have to deliver a great service and have other people tell your story for you. Pretty cool thing. Let's go ahead and go into the next slide real quick. I always like to bring this back to your own personal experience, because many times in presentations you hear statistics or you hear facts and figures, and a lot of times you think, well, does that really make sense? I find that if you bring it back to your own experience, it really makes a lot more sense, because you can realize based on what your own feelings are when you're doing this activity yourself, you say, yep, I recognize it in my own activity, and if I'm doing it, it's likely that 99% of the rest of the world is doing it as well. So let's pull this back. You're looking at these brands online right here, very popular brands online. And the same point that I was just making in the last slide, if you've had the experience of shopping before, you probably have shopped at sites like Amazon.com, or looked at movies on Netflix, or possibly looked at a restaurant to go to on Yelp, any of these sites. But what's interesting and unique about all these online shopping sites now is they all use third-party testimonial evidence. Now, here's the differentiator. What happened before this was available in the traditional real estate and mortgage business, for instance, that was my background, and where we worked on getting referrals, is I would build a big sphere of influence of people who knew, liked, and trusted me, and then I would deliver great service to them and stay in touch with them consistently. That would develop what we call top-of-mind awareness. And when I got that top-of-mind awareness going, then the people that knew, liked, and trusted me, as they went out in the world and they met other people, they would actually refer me based on our experience together when those people brought up a need of something that I could fill. And that's the traditional referral cycle. I call that building bridges of trust between the people I do know and the people they know but I don't yet know. And that's a really common thing. But what's interesting about the way we've shifted our communication today is when I ask this question in groups all over the country, I say, have you shopped at these places before? And people are nodding their head. Of course they have. The second question is this. If you've shopped at these places before online, did you go down and look at that third-party testimonial evidence, the comments or the peer reviews of people who had purchased the product or service before you? And if so, did that make a difference before you actually pushed the buy button? More importantly, did it make a difference if you decided not to buy a product and you searched for something different? And you're probably, like most of the audiences I'm in front of, nodding your head right now, saying, yep, I totally relate. I've done that before. That right there is a really key point, because the next question I ask is what seals the deal. The question I have is, of all those people that were giving peer reviews online of the products and services that you were making a decision, an actual monetary buying decision, how many of those folks did you know personally? And just like every other audience, you're probably saying to yourself, well, I knew none of them. And that's the illustration of the facts I just showed you on the last slide, that in your own experience, you know that you're relying on this information that's available online to make your own purchasing decisions. And if you're doing it, let me tell you, be guaranteed that the rest of America and the rest of the world is doing it as well. Now, the good news is it's very simple to put processes and systems in place that can present you in a very, very positive light and be able to give you the ability to put those kinds of testimonials for your business online as well. We're going to show you how to do all of that here in just the next few minutes. Now, let me make this point real quickly. The audience that you are able to gather and the people that are paying attention to you is the single most valuable asset that you have in your business today. Now, the way we look at this in the traditional world is you look at things like celebrities or musicians. The people who impact the largest crowds, who are able to draw the largest audiences, are the people that make the most money. And if money is the gauge of success, you'd say that the people that are most successful in business have the biggest impact, the biggest reach, the largest group of people who are paying attention and value their information. And as any type of, I don't care what business you have, today in the marketplace, your ability to control an audience, to be able to gain their attention and then have them pay attention to the things that you're sharing with them over time becomes that valuable asset that then you can leverage into repeat and referral business down the road. And again, there are some great tools, automated technology tools that you can use to continue to build that sphere of influence, build that audience even bigger, be able to deliver content in ways that people are already focused on receiving. In other words, it's much easier as a marketer to reach people where they already choose to hang out rather than to try to get them to change their behavior. See, the hardest thing to do in the world is to get someone to change their behavior to comply with what you want them to do. But the easiest thing as a marketer to do is just reach out and find the people where they're already choosing to hang out. That's why companies spend millions of dollars. In fact, this year at the Super Bowl 2014, the price for a 30-second commercial was $4 million for 30 seconds time. Now, why is it that people would actually spend that much money? It's because they can reach a massive audience that's a very specific demographic of people that like the sport of football and are engaged in these types of sporting activities and are the types of people that buy their products and services. So it's the reach that gets all of the money. And you have the ability the same way to be able to build audiences and create value by the information you're able to distribute to them. So pretty cool thing you're able to take care of, but just remember that the most valuable asset that you have right now is your audience, and then of course once you have the audience you have to have tools to be able to communicate with them effectively, efficiently, and of course most importantly cost effectively. So here's kind of an example of how that might look. See, the first thing is you do have to have content, so some way that you're putting information out into the world that can build credibility and build your expertise in your field of work or your business. And so at the beginning, call that a content creation engine. It's whatever you use. You might use your cell phone. You can record videos, upload it to YouTube, and then share it on your website and distribute that through your social networks. You might write blog posts or information that you gather that shows your expertise in your industry, and then share that amongst all of the people that are out there in those social networks as well. But however you are going to decide to create content, the next step is you have to put that content somewhere that makes it easy to share. Now, you could have any number of websites that you could just put content in, but the important thing that's more important than just putting it on your own website, remember I said the hardest thing to do is get people to change their behavior. Well, getting people to come to your website as the first step in the process is one of the most difficult things to do in online marketing. It's much easier to send that content out into the areas they're already hanging out, like the social networks you see on your screen right there, and then let them see those links, the good quality information, the interesting stuff that they would want to read about. They click a link while they're in LinkedIn or while they're in Facebook, and that leads them right back to your site. So instead of trying to get them to come to the site first, you just drop bits of information out where they're already choosing to spend their time, and that brings them back to the site. Now, there's a very specific type of technology that does that very well. It's the fastest growing website platform in the universe right now. It's called WordPress, and that's the big W you see, which is the second step in this process. You really need a WordPress-based website that you can now put that content into, and the key feature that makes WordPress unique is not only its ease of use, it's ease for the average person to update, so you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars to a developer to make changes all the time, but also its ability to tie in and distribute content through those social networks. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, tie in together with YouTube for video integration, all kinds of cool things it can do, and then distribute that content right through to the sphere of influence, the people you're trying to reach. So let me give you a little bit of background real quick on me. This is my business card from March 15th of 1995. It's when I started in the mortgage business at a little company called Mortgage Market in Vancouver, Washington. And I learned some pretty interesting and ideas there in terms of developing referral-based business that have carried me through my entire career. In fact, this was my first job right out of college, and I was 23 years old at the time, had just moved to Vancouver. I literally knew nobody. I had zero contacts in Vancouver, and I came from a little tiny town on the southern coast of Oregon. And so as I was getting started there, it's a commission-only job. I really didn't know anything about sales at the time, and I remembered one thing my dad told me when I was growing up. He said, Michael, if you ever want to be successful in life, go find someone who's already been successful doing what you're trying to do, and just ask them questions and learn from the things that they're already doing that are successful, because there's no need to go out and recreate the wheel. There's an old saying, success leaves clues. And that means that you can look at the things people that are successful are doing and then just replicate those things, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to become successful too, as long as you're diligent and committed to the process. So in my situation, I went down and I talked to this very high-producing loan officer, Lori. She worked kind of in a dungeon basement office at our office. She had files all over the place, very, very successful loan officer. And so I went down one day after work. I said, Lori, you know, you are unbelievably busy. You have business coming out your ears, and I'm just getting started, and I have no idea how I'm going to earn a commission and be able to pay the $600 a month duplex rent that we had just moved into. I said, what's the best advice you can give me to get my business started right away? She said, Michael, the number one thing you have to do to build your business is you have to develop a sphere of influence. Develop a list of people who know, like, and trust you that you can stay in touch with consistently, that will then go out and they'll share information about you with other people as they run into them, and you can develop that into a business system that constantly feeds you business over your career. I'll tell you that over the course of 15 years of my career, I became a very successful loan originator, owned my own company for about 10 of those years. The number one thing that I did that whole entire time was a simple newsletter program, staying in front of that most important audience consistently and delivering high-quality service, and that literally fed my business for 15 years in that industry. It was a huge and a very important lesson now. Then it's still important today. If you're not mailing to a list of people who are in your audience consistently, I'd reconsider that, and I would start to implement that right away. But here's what you need to understand, is the digital world has allowed this to happen so much more easily, and you can do it consistently, and you can do it cost effectively. And so we're going to show you the tools on how to do that right now. Now, what I do, I left Origination in 2009 to focus on technology and helping people do their business better. I find that I really enjoy going out and finding these best ideas and then being able to come back and deliver them to other people and show people how to become more successful. So that's when I started My Smart Blog, and we went down this process. But what I do now is I go out and I go to all these events, both industry events in the real estate and mortgage space, internet marketing events, personal development events, and I meet the best and brightest people in the world. And then what I'm able to do is take that information and bring it back and share it with all of our clients in our membership and folks as you're joining us tonight. So that's kind of what my passion is bringing you great ideas. Now here's the thing. Let me ask you this question. In your own business, if social media is such a powerful way to communicate, and it is, by the way, I just gave you all the statistics and the reason why aren't more people doing it? Now, we have talked to literally hundreds and hundreds of people all over the country, probably in the thousands now actually, and we kind of have an idea of the most important reasons people don't do this. But I want you to think about, just for a second, as we're on this webinar tonight, I want you to think to yourself, why do you think most people don't do it? And also, you might take that one level deeper and just say to yourself, understanding it's such a powerful way to communicate, and obviously you think it is or you wouldn't be joining us tonight to find out how you could do more of it, why aren't you doing it more of it? And I think you're going to find yourself in the next 3 things, because these are the 3 most common reasons that people tell us they're not taking advantage of these resources. The first one is it's just too darn expensive. If you've ever looked into getting a WordPress website developed in the past, they run between $2,500 and $4,000 just in the setup fees alone. It's very expensive to hire a developer to do it. It's very valuable. It's the number one thing you need to have to make this system work online, but it's very expensive up front. The second way it's expensive, and I always like to, it's either time or money, right? and so on the other side, you can do it yourself. WordPress is a free platform, but it becomes expensive because of the second reason. It's too time-consuming. It takes so long to learn all these new skills, implement the processes, and then maintain it over time, writing content, publishing it, syndicating it, maintaining the websites, coordinating developers and designers. That becomes very time-consuming. So those two tie together. It's time-consuming and it's expensive in a number of different ways. And the last thing, if we're honest with ourselves, and I just speak from experience, I'm a salesperson, and therefore a lot of these types of things that are technology focused are difficult. They're not the way that my brain is wired to work. I can't sit at a computer and follow for a 6 or 12-hour course teaching me how to go and set up a website. It's just not something that I find interesting enough to hold my attention that long. And most importantly, it's not in my the core area of expertise where I get paid the most money. And so I usually find out that it's kind of too difficult for me to do, and so therefore I end up a lot of those situations. If it's too difficult, I just choose not to do it. If I find it valuable enough, I'm going to make this point, and it doesn't fall into my wheelhouse of what I'm best at doing, I tend to go out and I'll assign it to a company or a professional that knows how to do it better. And let me tell you something, it always ends up this way. It's a lot cheaper just to pay a professional, an expert, to do the work and get it done right the first time and have it implemented right away and have it positively affect my bottom line in my business because I have systems in place than it ever is for me to sit and try to do it myself. So just a simple side note there on my personal experience, but those are the 3 reasons most people don't take advantage of these types of systems. There is one way to be able to eliminate all of those things, and I'm going to show it to you tonight. You don't have to pay big upfront fees to have the best quality technology delivered. I'm going to show you that tonight. It doesn't have to take any of your time because it can be completely automated to the point that if you take a 2-week trip to Tahiti, the system's going to keep running with or without you. See, it's not dependent on you being there to promote it or to work on the system. It'll just happen with or without you, and then it'll allow you to plug in and do as much or as little as you want. And that last thing is that the difficulty, you can outsource the whole thing so it's all done for you, and we use tools with automation so you don't have to maintain it yourself either. So it can all be automated. The way that looks is this wheel that I have on the screen. In the center of that you see WordPress, and WordPress, we'll call that the nerve center of your marketing system. That's the website we build, which ties in with all of the other social networks, has the ability to tie in and create automated email marketing campaigns. You can print and send the information via direct mail to your best clients. All of those things can be done right through a WordPress-based website with a system like what we're going to show you tonight, our Smart Blog platform, and it can all be done easily and automatically with a very low investment. So I'm going to show you exactly how that works here. This company was started because of a consultation call between myself and this gentleman, Michael Addison, who's one of the highest producing loan officers in the entire country. He does about $100 million a year in loan volume down in Dallas, Texas. And what was interesting about the conversation, again, Michael was calling me for some advice on referral-based marketing, and we started talking about some holes in his technology he wanted to get filled. One of those was he wanted to have a high-quality presence online. In other words, he wanted to have a custom-designed, a professionally designed website that relayed the same level of credibility when someone found him online as when he met them in person. In other words, he just wanted that $1 million image online, and we talked about that earlier. And so he wanted custom graphic design done on his website. The second thing, he wanted to have his social networks connected so that the communication cycle tied those social networks together. Now, Michael he already was a systems-driven person. It's how he got to the level of success he's at. So he already had a direct mail piece that he was mailing on a monthly basis, and he had a weekly email that would go out with rate updates. But what he didn't have was the ability to connect with people through all these social networks, and he saw each one of those, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now Google+, as separate lists that he could be marketing to. And he figured, if those are lists, those are groups of people, and they're already hanging out, if there was a way for him to stay in front of them consistently, he would naturally get more business because they would think of him more often, creates more top-of-mind awareness, and creates more referral opportunities out in the marketplace. So the second thing was he wanted a way to connect those networks together and get information out there consistently. And the last thing that he needed was the automation piece. See, he was willing to invest thousands of dollars up front on a consulting basis. Before this was a company, he was paying almost $5,000 to have this system built. Now to him, he said, that's actually a pretty good deal because I'd only have to close a few loans and the system will be paid for life. And I believe that by reaching out and staying in front of people more consistently through these networks that would happen. But he said the one thing, he was a smart guy, he said the one thing that's important, he said if you build this website for me and you hand it off to me and then it's up to me to go back and update it consistently, it's just not going to happen. I'm too busy doing other things and it'll go by the wayside, it won't get updated, and therefore it would be a waste of money. He said to me, he said, Michael, go find a way that you could automate the process. Find a way that it could be completely automated for me so that I never have to worry about it and it just happens consistently, and I'd be happy to invest the $5,000 in the project. I went out, found a third-party piece of software at the time that was doing exactly that. We were writing and publishing content, syndicating it in WordPress-based websites, and we signed on with them as a vendor for us, actually, originally, and signed up Michael, got him set up with going with that, and we found that it became such a powerful and successful solution, and there was no competitor in the marketplace, that it drove me to start this company, My Smart Blog. And that's how we're here today, serving now over 600 industry professionals, marketing systems, or excuse me, business professionals all over the country, and some in Canada now, with this system out of a simple consultation and idea that birthed this new platform to fill this need. And subsequently, we've grown to the point we've now acquired that other company. We now own that software. It's all part of our platform, and so it's all integrated in one system. But that's how the company started out. So every day what we do is we write and publish blog content in a number of different industries and categories. We publish them directly to a customer's website so that updates anywhere from 12 to 20 times a month with high-quality, relevant content that's ready to publish. You don't have to edit it at all. And then we automatically syndicate that content from the website through their Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google Plus accounts with links back to their website. So in other words, we're casting magnets. It's outbound marketing, casting magnets out where those people are already hanging out and spending their time in order to get them to click those links to go read the articles. And when they read the articles, they come right back to your website and they see your expertise and have opportunities to connect and engage. Maybe you get an opt-in for a free download, and then all of a sudden now you have their contact information and you can continue to market to them over time. One of the things I mentioned also was this automated email newsletter system that can also be tied in with WordPress. And what ends up happening there is that we build an automated email newsletter system. It matches the website, so you get that brand consistency, which is very important. So no matter where someone sees you, it's always the same look and feel. It gives them an inherent sense of trust and credibility with you. And our system automatically pulls in those blog posts that we publish on your behalf, drops them into the email newsletter template, and then automatically sends it out to your list on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, depending on what you choose. And you might even have two different lists, maybe one group of people that gets it weekly and one group that gets it monthly. But the key thing to understand is this email newsletter operates completely automatically as well. You don't have to log in and do anything. You don't have to think of what content to put in. It just pulls it right out of the website, publishes it, sends it out to your list, and has those links right back to the website where people can then engage. So it's a 100% automated system. So with that said, I'm going to show you 3 steps that you have to use to be able to get started if you wanted to do this on your own. And it's very simple, but sometimes simple isn't easy. And I'm going to give you some cautions along the way as well. The first thing that you have to do is register a domain name, and that's pretty simple. You need a domain name so that people can type it in, www.whatever your domain name is, .com. And you register that with a company like GoDaddy for about $10 a year, and that gives the address of where people can find you online. The second thing you need to do is you have to get a hosting account. Now, hosting accounts you can get at companies like GoDaddy or HostGator or Bluehost, but what you need to understand about WordPress is it's very important that you actually have a high-quality hosting account, because WordPress is one of these what we call a processor or database-intensive applications, and so it tends to lag. And if your website lags, you've even had this experience yourself. If you go to a website and the pages don't load very quickly, you usually move on and go to something else. And you don't want your visitors doing the same thing. So you need a high-quality hosting account. The best one I could recommend is wpengine.com. They're a very specific WordPress-based hosting company, but I will tell you that it's not $7 or $10 a month like it is at GoDaddy, because those hosting accounts just won't do the job. It's more like the starting account at WP Engine is $30 a month. And that's a reasonable fee for a WordPress website for the best quality hosting you can get. So you just have to expect that if you're going to do it on your own, you need to get a good quality WordPress-based hosting company. It's going to be about $30 a month for that. Now, just to let you know, with our system, we have a dedicated server that's finely tuned for WordPress. It's all we do. It's all we serve. So that's all included in our membership. You don't have to worry about that. We take care of it all for you. The last part is setting the website up. And it says simple, and this is where simple isn't easy. This is where you have to be aware that you're going to spend about at least 20 and probably more like 40 hours to learn how to install and customize your site, and that doesn't include the people that you'll pay for things like custom graphic design, third-party themes and plugins, the premium things that you'll invest in to pay each individually to put the functionality into the site. So you just have to understand it takes a significant amount of time, and going back to that slide, that's where it can be expensive in one of two ways. It's either expensive in dollars up front when you pay someone to build a site, if you go out to one of these normal WordPress developers, or it's expensive in time. You're going to have to spend a lot of time doing it. Now, I will tell you, though, it's the #1 thing you have to make this whole system work. If you don't have a WordPress-based website, you just simply can't do anything I'm talking about tonight, because those traditional web platforms that were developed before Web 2.0, they just won't do the same thing. They don't have any ability to tie in with those social networks. The one thing I'm going to do, I don't have enough time to go through. There's probably 20 different areas that I could go through with you in developing a WordPress-based platform in order to get you the most effectiveness. I don't have enough time tonight to go into all of those, but what I do have enough time is to go into one of the single most important areas that I think you need to pay attention to, and that's graphic design. A lot of people don't think about this because they think the functionality is most important. Let me tell you, the number one reason that people stay on or leave websites, and this was a recent study done by Microsoft Research, and it showed aesthetics. The quality of design on a website was the single most important delineating factor on whether or not people stayed longer than 10 seconds on a website. And if you could get them to stay for 10 seconds, they likely would stay for 2 minutes, which, by the way, is an eternity on the web. And so the key for you to focus on and make sure that people stay on your site is high-quality graphic design. You do need professional level design. And in WordPress, what we're talking about is things like header images, sidebar images, slideshow images. Those are the ones I have arrows pointing to on the screen right now. And then also you want to look at your opt-in boxes and call to action images and the other things that get people to do something. They tell them the call to action says, hey, click here to do this. Opt in here to be able to download this free ebook. Those are the ones you get someone to the site, you want them to engage and do something which allows you to put them into a list and then follow up consistently, build credibility, and eventually convert them into a transaction for your business. So that's what I'm showing you on the screen. That's the most important thing is graphic design. Now I'm going to show you some examples. Here's one of our Smart Blog clients, Roger Young with Peyton Financial Mortgage. Now, he uses design that shows his skyline. Lots of our clients use skylines or images of their local area. Why? Because those businesses are demographically, they're in one geographic area. And so what they want is when someone hits their website, they want an instant recognition of where it is that skyline is from. So if you are from this area that Roger is, you would recognize the skyline. Now, right now, I don't know. I can't remember exactly where he's at. But at the same time, if you lived there, you would know exactly where that was. And that's why we use that type of design in these sites when it's geographic specific sites. Lots of people put things like their sports teams that are local. They might put images from all over their state or multiple states if they operate all over the place. Or they could put things that are more specific to their business, and you could even put with these images calls to actions on the images, and the images in a slideshow in WordPress can be clickable links that could then go to a landing page or an opt-in page, so you could have something like a sales message on one of those panes as well. So that's the idea with some of this design. The other thing you'll see in the right sidebar is there's click here to apply now, or the other one is click here to download your the custom app. So in that case, they have a custom mortgage app that if a client goes to the website with their phone, they can click that link and it will automatically download a custom app on that client's smartphone, put a link right on the dashboard of the smartphone, and then also have all their contact information, payment calculators, and all kinds of cool functionality all right on that person's phone. And let me tell you, the phone is the one thing that people are carrying around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So pretty cool stuff there. So all that's possible with design when you have good quality images and a good quality look and feel. This is just another example of another one of our clients using what's called a full width theme, which means that top image spans across the entire width, no matter how wide the monitor is. And so it's just another way to be able to get a different look and feel, but similar images as well. One thing I wanted to give you is a special tip of how you can actually get high quality graphic design at very low prices and get the best results ever. So companies like 99 Designs are what we call a tournament-based design company. And the way that works is you actually put a prize up. Say you wanted to get a logo designed. You would put a prize up with 99 Designs and do a description of what it is that you wanted for your logo, and then they would send that out to thousands of designers all over the world who want to participate in that contest. The people who participate would then submit their designs for you to review, and in the first day of the contest you would actually rate the ones you like the best and give them feedback on why you like the designs best. And then all the designers that want to continue to participate look at those the way you've rated them, and they resubmit new designs based on what you've already rated as what you like. And if you understand, it's kind of like a pyramid. It starts with a big group at the bottom, and it constantly gets refined all the way to the top to where the tip of the pyramid is the absolute best result, and you've done what we call crowdsourcing, which means you're getting results from a whole lot of different participants to get the best result at the end of the day, and it ends up costing you about 30% of what it would cost you to hire an independent designer in your local area just to get a logo designed. So it's a pretty powerful concept. There's a lot of other companies out there like Logo Tournament and CrowdSpring, but you want to take a look. If you ever want to get any kind of design work done, you need to have it custom designed, you might want to look at a company like 99 Designs. So just an extra pro tip for you. Another thing I wanted to cover on the design element was these opt-in forms. Opt-in forms are critical in your internet marketing because this is the way you actually gather leads. See, to get them to do something like apply for a loan or call you about a property that's for sale or purchase something directly on their first visit is very difficult to do. But people will opt in for something for free much more readily. So the key is you want to have an opt-in form designed where people can fill in simply their name and their email address and they get a free download. Like right now, we give away a free blogging blueprint ebook. And so if you go to freebloggingebook.com, you're going to be able to download this free 42-page blueprint. And this literally goes step by step on how you can use blogging to monetize your business and create additional leads and all kinds of really cool stuff. There's no obligation, and it's a great representation of how this type of system works. You just go in, you opt in, you get the free ebook, and then we're going to send you a follow-up string of emails that give you some more education about that. And hopefully over time, it will improve our relationship to a point you'll come back and ask us to help you out with your business. And that's the idea that you want to employ in your system as well. So that's an idea of what an opt-in form looks like in your design. So last thing I want to do here is I'm going to walk through a few of our clients and just some experience that they've had, give you some ideas, and then I'm going to show you what our membership entails. So this is one of our clients, John Keone Welch. He's out in Hawaii, and he just gave us this testimonial where he said when he started to launch this process and was marketing himself more effectively through his sphere of influence, especially through Facebook for him, he had 5 extra sales in the first 6 months that he attributed directly to his My Smart Blog activity, which is about $87,000 in extra revenue. It's a huge amount of money to have earned on a very, very small investment, but he put systems in place, and that's really the key in marketing. He put systems in place that were consistent, that did the right things, kept him in front of the right people consistently, and the next thing you know, he was generating business from it. Another gal named Karen Dice with Mortgage Currency. She's one of the best respected industry experts in the mortgage industry. She turns out information about updated regulations and such. We have been doing her Mortgage Currency blog since the day it was launched. And she calls us the Mercedes of all mortgage blogs. And the reason she calls us the Mercedes is we really do have that white glove concierge style service. In other words, if you decide to get involved with our membership, you really don't do anything. This isn't one of those deals where you buy an educational course and you go out and create your own website and you have to do all the pointing and clicking. You order our system from us and we build the entire thing for you. In other words, all you'll do is communicate via email with my designer and developer, and they're going to build a $2,500, $3,000 website for you without you having to point and click on a single thing. So pretty cool thing, and that's why she calls it Mercedes, the Mercedes of all blogs. This is just a testimonial from Michael Addison, who, of course, was the first client. Now, think of this. Every single day for almost 3 years now, Michael's been putting out content that's relevant to his industry throughout his sphere of influence, and he hasn't logged into his website one time to maintain it, not a single time. So that's an example of putting a system in place that works. He talks about it being like having a full-time marketing assistant, and that is really what it is. It's just he's doing it in a smarter way by using technology to be able to accelerate the process. And then Christina Livingston, another one of our clients down in Tennessee, she actually got started with us and got so excited about our product and how well it was doing for her and with her referral sources that she actually became part of our client referral program, and she's actually referring and earning an income by simply referring this tool to other people who would be interested as well. She wins in a couple of different ways. By delivering great quality information and sharing with people how they could improve their business, she actually generates more mortgage leads and more relationships. But at the same time, she's able to, with the client relationship or client referral program, she's actually able to earn her site for free. So she doesn't even have to pay her membership fee because she earns that back in the form of referral commissions. Pretty cool deal. So this is what our membership includes. So our membership includes a full Smart Blog marketing machine. That's the full WordPress website, custom professional graphic design for all those graphic design elements, all the best-in-class tools, plugins, everything installed and configured for you, which is at least a $2,500 value, maybe even closer to $4,000 on that. But we'll leave it at $2,500 just to be fair. The second thing is it includes your social media syndication. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. We actually, and if you don't have those set up, by the way, we'll set them up for you through the setup process. Now, what we do, though, is we actually make sure that the content distributes from your website through all of those networks on a consistent basis. And we actually look over that, make sure it happens on a daily basis, and it's reported back to us if it fails. So if for some reason it fails, and 9 times out of 10 it's a password reset, we'll usually know before you will, and we'll be reaching out to you to get that set up to continue that process for you as well. So we're actually becoming like your assistant, managing everything for you. The other thing is the premium licenses. I mentioned when you're setting up a WordPress site, you have to buy things like themes and plugins to do. Those are pieces of software that do different things. And literally, even if you go set up your own site, you still have to pull out your credit card and pay for these third-party resources. Well, in our system, already built in that we pay all the licenses for you, right now is $600 in real-world value. You'd pull out your credit card and pay $600 just to get the things that already come in our system. So it's a huge value that we already go out and get the best quality stuff. We implement. In fact, we're constantly looking for new stuff. I mentioned earlier today that I just last night spent another $200 on a premium plugin that we're going to test and then roll out to our entire network. It's another lead capture device that we'd be able to offer to all of our clients once we test it and make sure it works well. But we pay the licenses on that stuff. It's like having, again, your own assistant who's doing all this research and development and making sure you have the best tools all the time. The other thing is we have is our Smart Blog University Ultimate Video Library. They're both dashboard videos. When you log into your dashboard, you'll see step-by-step exactly how you can add content, manage your site, everything you'd ever want to do with that. But then also we have a lot of training videos on social media networks and how you can launch your business fast and advertising and marketing. All of that's included, that whole video library in the membership as well. Now, one of the most important things about our membership is once we build the site, we don't just hand it off to you and hope that you can figure it out. We actually pay for you to go to a 1-hour personal coaching session, so you get a screen share coaching session just like we're on tonight, but Jesse, my coach, walks you all through the entire membership, through your whole website, makes sure you understand everything about it, and launches you off the right way so that you can start to effectively maximize this technology and be able to use it to build your business. I pay for that because I feel like you're best served if you really understand what it is we've built for you. We also send out weekly training videos on tech tips and marketing tips. That whole subscription that comes in the membership as well. It's incredibly valuable stuff. And the last part of that is simply your time and frustration saved. I think that's priceless, especially if you really want to be successful. If you really, like my dad said, hey, find someone who's already successful, follow what they do. Don't try to recreate the wheel. If you really want to move your business to a different level, you have to have these systems in place. The best way to do it, find a system that already works, make the investment, and then go back and focus on building your business and creating some additional revenue, which will easily, if you're focused in the highest and best use of your time, pay for a system like this to be implemented. So here's the way it works. Our Smart Blog Pro membership includes everything I just went over $4,000 in value, includes that full website, custom graphic design, includes us writing your content for you, up to 20 articles per month. So it could be up to 5 times a week that we're writing articles and publishing it, depending on what content channel you're in. So it ranges between 12 and 20 articles a month. It also includes that social media distribution, and it also includes that premium hosting, what I was talking about before. We do your premium hosting, maintenance, database backups, all your security. You don't have to think about any of that stuff. We handle it all within our membership. So the membership itself is only $97 a month, which means for less than $100 a month, you can have literally $4,000 worth of technology implemented for you. You don't have to build it. We're going to build it all. We're going to host it. We're going to maintain it. We're going to write the content. We're going to syndicate through social media. We're going to do it all for you for less than $100 a month. It's like having a full-time marketing assistant for your business for less than $100 a month. It's a pretty good deal. But the one thing I want to share with you tonight is we've got a Fast Start bonus. Now, this Fast Start bonus includes the most important add-on. So what I told you before, there's a $4,000 value. That's what we offer you for $97. And you can sign up tonight just for $97, 100% money back guaranteed, no contracts, $97, and we'll go build the whole system for you. Okay? That's one option. If you want the Fast Start, what we do is we actually take some of our most important add-ons, things people have asked us for and we develop systems for, and we bundle that all into one package for you. Okay, so you get even an additional discount. So the things that we package, number one, the $1 Million Image Package. What that is, that's a graphic design package, and that includes us going into all the social networks, so Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, YouTube, all of those, we go out and we build custom images with the look and feel of your website so everything matches, and that's what we call brand consistency. That's why companies like Starbucks and Coca-Cola spend literally millions and millions of dollars a year to make sure their image is the same everywhere, is because they want that brand consistency. We can do the same thing for you online. It's a graphic design package. It's normally $297, one-time investment to have us do that. It's included in our Fast Start package. The second thing is that automated email newsletter setup that I talked about earlier in the presentation. That's a critically a vital piece of marketing that you want to have, because email still is the killer app. There's the most penetration in email of anything else. And if you have an automated system to impact people through email, it all ties together with your marketing, with your website as well. That's normally a $297 one-time setup fee. There's no adjustment to your monthly fee. So it's not like using a third-party service like some of the others that are out there that charge you a monthly fee to maintain your email newsletter. This is all included within the $97 a month membership, and that doesn't change. It's just a one-time $297 setup fee. And once we have that in place, there's no additional monthly fee. The next part is I'm including now 12 months of seed content. So that means that if you've ever wanted to turn back the hands of time and actually get started, say, I wish I knew this a year ago, well, we can do that for you. When we launched the blog, and this is only for the folks that sign up from the webinar, this actually is 12 months. The previous 12 months, about 250 posts are preloaded into your website, 12 months of content for only $297. That's a one-time fee if you bought that on our website. But if you think about that, that's the same as paying $97 a month for 12 months. Would have cost $1,200 for everyone else in our membership. You can now get it as part of the bundle. It's normally a $297 fee. And the last part, we have a social media fast start series, which is a group coaching series. We bring you onto a webinar and we show you the ways that you go through all those social networks and get the fastest launch possible. You can take advantage and really start to launch us and create leads in your business that can pay for the entire system and do it all through the information you learn right from that social media fast start series. It's also a $297 value. So all of that stuff, including the stuff that you get in the membership anyway, total value of $5,625, inclusive of everything. You can buy that whole thing, the fast start with the fast start package, for only $597. Now that's only available today for people that are on the webinar. You won't be able to find this anywhere on our website, and I'm going to give you the place to go to buy it here in just a second. But that, just in itself, if you do the simple math, $300 times 4 plus the 1, it's $1,300. You're buying it for less than 50% of the actual value on our website. If you go and buy these products separately tomorrow, you'll pay $1,300 for the same thing. You could get it today for $597, the entire system, and then just $97 a month. So here's where you go, mysmartblog.com/fast start. If you go there right now, and we know who's attended, we have your registration for the webinar. If you go to that, go to mysmartblog.com/fast start, and you get started with the $597 package, you'll get all $1,300 of tangible, real world. You can go to our website, look at the product section. You'll see them all in there at $297 a piece. You get it for $597 if you get signed up right away. If you decide to go back and get them later, it's fine. You can do that. You can buy the Smart Blog for $97 and get that set up today, and you can go back and you can actually get all those other things. It'll just cost you $1,300 after today to get the same things that you could get put together right now for $597. So with that said, that's all I have for you at the moment. I'm going to go back one slide while I turn it back over to David. And David, I think we're going to spend a little bit of time going over some of the client referral programs. So David, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you, Michael. Hey, there's one question that I want to be sure and address before we move on, and it's a really important question. Someone asked what content is available because all we're seeing is mortgage and real estate. We have another content channel for health and fitness as well. So in addition to a channel for realtors and mortgage loan officers, we have a channel content for anyone who deals with health and fitness types of products. For example, chiropractors, people who work for network marketing companies who sell nutritional supplements and health and fitness related products. Even on the real estate content channel, anyone whose target market consists of residential homeowners or people who who want to buy a home, people who want to have more income so that they can qualify for a loan to buy a home, can benefit from using the MySmartBlog platform. So we have interior designers, we have landscapers, we have people who advertise whatever businesses they want through the MySmartBlog platform, which at $97 a month, you still get an incredible value considering that all of the maintenance, all of the design, all of the service, all of the backup, all of the professional hosting is done for you, and you have access to the MySmartBlog University with all of the training, all of the tools so that you can add your own content, your own links as well. So it's not just limited to mortgage and real estate. I just wanted to clarify that because that's a question that came up a couple of times. This is an example of Michael's wife's website. Actually, she does professional teeth whitening, and she's got a beautiful site that represents clean, bright, healthy, and she's using our health and fitness content here, and it's content that people who are concerned about their own health, their own fitness, would be interested in. So if your target market consists of people who are concerned about their health and fitness, prolonging quality of life, and eating healthy foods and living a healthy lifestyle, this is a great content channel for you, regardless of what products you sell. Any products that would be appropriate for people who are health and fitness conscious. We do have, and this is what I really want to spend a few minutes talking about, chances are you're going to get a beautiful My Smart Blog website that other people are going to ask you about. They're going to say, man, this is just an incredible site. It certainly doesn't look homegrown, and from what you told me about it, the pricing is incredible. I know other people who would want to have a platform like this too. How can I do this? Well, if you share with them My Smart Blog and they join us as a member, you earn a 33% commission every single month. Of that $97, every single month you earn a 33% commission. It's an affiliate program, so it's not a typical MLM or network marketing thing. It's just a very straightforward referral fee, just like you would find in many businesses like real estate. So in real estate, for example, if a realtor accepts a referral from another realtor, there's going to be some sort of acknowledgement in the form of a referral fee. Well, we basically do the same thing. We'd rather pay you to open your mouth and other types of promotion when we know that word of mouth is the best. And if you're happy with us and you'll tell other people about us and they become members, we'd like to reward you for that. If you just refer one member per month this year, so 12 members over the course of a year, which is very realistic, at the end of 12 months, your residual income is $384. I mean, for a lot of people, that's an extra car payment, that's a vacation at the end of a year. I mean, think of the extra things that you can do with that extra income, in addition to the extra income that My Smart Blog will provide for you for your regular business. On our Fast Start package, we do offer for people who own their own Fast Start package. So if you become a member tonight and you purchase the Smart Blog Fast Start package, when you refer other people who also purchase a Fast Start package, you earn 33% of that package. That's $197 for a one-time referral, plus ongoing 33% of that $97 per month for as long as both you and your referral are members of My Smart Blog. And what we have found over the years is that once people become a member, they stay a member because it works, and it's only $97. So it's really a great way to add to your income stream and share a great product that solves a major pain for a lot of people who you know. If you refer one Fast Start member per month this year, you could earn an extra $4,476 in the next 12 months. There's not a limit on it. That's, I'm just using these as an example. There are several upgrades available. As Michael pointed out, the upgrades are typically one-time installation fee of $297. It doesn't change the monthly membership fee of $97. That's always the same. And if you sell a My Smart Blog upgrade as a standalone, you earn 15% of that, in addition to the 33% of the monthly. If you sold one upgrade service with each referral, I mean, it's really just a simple way to create an additional residual income stream that could be substantial for you at the end of a year. And if you just do one a month, man, it's very, very simple. What do you have to do to share our program? Well, we make it very simple for you. Literally, that's it. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to do any training. You don't have to service any accounts. You provide the lead. We do the selling. We do the training. We do the servicing. We do all of the accounting, and we'll pay you each month for the people that you refer. Well, how do you refer people? I'm glad you asked. like I said, we make it really simple. One of the easiest ways is to share this free blogging ebook. We can put a banner on your website. We can put a page on your website that people can see a resources page, click on the resources page, and they'll have access to a banner for the free blogging book and a banner for the My Smart Blog platform itself for how to get a free $2,500 website. It puts a cookie on their computer and it tracks through your unique link. Here's the resources page, which is a great way to add some extra value to what you're already doing. We'll just add a simple tab to your My Smart Blog, and when people click on that tab, they have access to these opt-in resources that again track back to you when they do make a purchase. You can also post these to other websites. You can post them to your Facebook. You can post them to LinkedIn, and when your people in your sphere of influence click on them, again, you get credit for that sale. This landing page is a really simple tool, but it's very powerful. It captures the name and email. It identifies you as the referral source, and when they come back to us and make a purchase, if you're the last referral source, you get the credit for that sale. So it's really very, very easy. And again, while it looks like everything is targeting real estate and mortgage, the content applies to all business owners who market online, and that should be all business owners. If you're not marketing online as a business owner, you are missing out. In a nutshell, the referral partner program is very simple. Earn 33% from your own referrals, earn 15% on the upgrade products. There are overrides on partners. I'm not going to go into that here, but if you'd like more information, I can certainly provide that for you. And it gives you an opportunity to create a secondary residual income stream that really takes no effort on your part. Just make the referral and we'll do the rest. No selling, no training, no servicing. We'll handle all of it, and you'll get the credit for it. So if you'd like to get started today as a referral partner, you can follow this link here, enroll as a referral partner at mysmartblog.com/affiliates. For those of you who are purchasing our Fast Start bundle tonight, which is a limited offer, you're automatically qualified in the highest commission plan available, and you'll get $197 every time one of your referrals purchases that Fast Start program, which is nearly $100 more than if you didn't have the Fast Start program. Again, just to summarize the product, it's an automated social media marketing machine, keeps you in front of your most important people. Again, it's fully automated. You can choose to post your own. You can choose to add your own content. You can choose to add videos and do other things. But we'll provide the foundation. We'll provide the custom graphic design. We'll provide the syndication with your social media accounts. And if you don't have the accounts, we'll set them up for you. Go to mysmartblog.com/fast start to get started right now for the $597, and within 24 hours you'll be contacted and we'll have your platform underway, ready to go to work for you, and your virtual assistant will work 24/7, 365. I just think that's an amazing value, an amazing service that solves a major pain that we all know exists. And I see we're just about right on the money time-wise. Michael, is there anything else we need to address here?
No, I think that's fantastic. I'm excited to be able to work with all the new people who want to come on board with us and let us get their marketing off and running for them and help them be able to grow their business much faster. So yeah, I think you've covered everything really well. And the last thing I would welcome people is go to the mysmartblog.com/fast start. Take advantage of this special offer that's available tonight. And with that said, we'll look forward to getting your marketing rolling and working with you to grow your business. Thanks so much for coming
Awesome.
on.
Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone who joined us. You know you're going to love. We know you're going to love this platform, and we know you're going to want to tell other people about it too, because it's going to make you money. And we look forward to working with all of you. Thanks again for joining, and we'll talk to you soon.